most important fighting skills, the basic moves that you should learn. If you're a beginner, if you're new to all this, or even if you have started and don't have an idea of where to start and what is the most important, like in a competitive exam, you need the most important portions. Otherwise, the subject is so vast, you might never crack the exam. This would have been a very easy video for me to make. It would have been convenient for you if I give like 5 different magic moves for you to just become Iron Man on the fighting street or something like that. That's not an honest thing to do. Although that might be good for the channel, I might get more views. I think I should start. For the shorts videos, I'll definitely put the shorter version of this one. But we have to talk and clear certain things. And if you are actually looking at becoming something better, you're looking at becoming an asset and not a liability for yourself and your loved ones. You're trying to expand your skill sets. And in that kind of a scenario, if there is a list to be made, skill of fighting should be somewhere up top in number 1 or number 2, because that's how important it is to understand yourself, your body, and how to use it to defend yourself. Now, people might have like a kind of a hesitation in mind, like, am I going in the right path? This is purely a video for the beginners and people who want to expand that kind of a knowledge, who are coming into this field, who are trying to train. You might be a little, this is violence and like it will promote that kind of a character. No, it is very important for you to practice exactly what looks violent. Like for a doctor or a scientist, it is important for them to first study the virus before they make a vaccine. Similarly, it depends on your character. Just because you're practicing punching and kicking doesn't mean you will become a very bad person who will start punching and kicking people for no reason. Like there are tools like a knife and a lighter. Your mom would make a good something to eat using the same tools, while someone else might be thinking about killing someone and then burning the body. It clearly depends on your personal mind and character, what you will do with the knowledge, and I hope you have that discipline. Fighting can be generally classified into striking and grappling. Yes, there are weapons, there are other different, like 500 different types of martial arts you can learn, but basically it's about striking and grappling. What is striking? It's about hitting someone with your body parts to cause some damage. What is grappling? That is about using your body to establish some form of control over the opponent's body. Basically, this could be like a general easy rule kind of a thing to say. Timing for damage is basically striking, and contact for control is basically grappling. So you need some form of contact. You need to know how to use your body and touch it to the other person's body to create pressure and leverage and pushing and pulling, so that you can control the other person's body for not doing something, or to pin him down, to kind of lock something, or basically stay safe. Positional advantage is what grappling is about, and timing and distance and damage is what basically striking is about. If you had no time to train and basically had like a few months for training, what are we going to do about striking? We'll break it down, and our priority is safety, personal safety, how to stay safe, and also practicality. Whatever we are doing has to be kind of easy to learn and kind of effective when you do it. That said, we can break striking down and bring it down to 4 points: footwork, positioning, punching, and kicking. What I mean by footwork is basically you are going to use a stance, whatever works for you. This is a basic fighting stance. If you look at my feet, yes, or this is more like a squared stance. This is more like a narrow stance. This is more like a wider stance. This is more like a bladed stance. There are different kinds of stuff what works for you. If you're like a kicking, flexible taekwondo kind of a person, maybe a bladed stance, maybe 45 degrees, maybe a wider stance because you have a lot of kicks and whatever. It depends on what you're doing. And then basically footwork is about moving in the forward direction, how to move forward, how to move backward, how to move to the side, how to move this side, how to move it. Basically 8 different directions. How do you move forward, backward? This is what footwork is about. Then we come to position. Position will also be about your body position. Like right now, I am on this side of the punching bag, and a little later, I am on this side of the punching bag. This is called as a position kind of a thing. You can also understand this as posture, because this is like a bad posture. This is also like a bad posture. A good kind of a centered forward posture where I am kind of aligned forward. That's what I am combining and bringing into point number 2, position or posture. That means where you are standing in relation to the opponent, and also how you're keeping your hands up. There are different ways in which you can guard your body. Basically, keep your hands up like this, or like this, or like this, or whatever works for you, whatever is there, whatever is available, whatever someone teaches you that you can understand, what makes sense for you based on your delivery system. And I don't mean Zomato, it means like a karate or that kind of a thing. So this is what we're talking about. Basically, the first 2 points, footwork and positioning, can be oversimplified into one single phrase that you might have heard coaches use a lot. Move your feet and keep your hands up. Keep your hands up and move your damn feet. That's it. That's how you 30-40% of self-defense is kind of done if you can move and keep your hands up and stay aligned towards where the threat is. That's kind of going to give you some safety for some time, for few seconds at least. Coming to point number 3 and 4, which is basically punching and kicking. Now you can see we are also moving ahead to attacking. Other 2 points were about defending, but if you look at it in a more deeper way, even the punching and kicking is basically your defense only. You do not have to get like a 90% surety kind of a punch. Like, you don't have to involve yourself, like if I get it, it will be 100% successful, then only I will punch. You just keep working your jab, keep using your hand, keep throwing your leg in front of the opponent. That kind of acts as a deterrence. It's not all about your defense. If you try some offense in between, that's also a defense. Let us look at punching. What kind of punching are we talking about? There are different methods, but I'll suggest you start from jab, cross, and hook. These are 3 types of punches. From basically the front hand, how you will use your front hand, how will you use your back hand, that's not the way you use. That's why you have to kind of note down these punches. The front hand, how you will use your front hand, the back hand, how you will use your back hand, and how you will use your other hand in a crossing or a hooking kind of a manner. Could be in whatever direction, whatever method, whatever kind of a hip delivery, or whatever, like a strict kind of a martial art karate kind of a thing. Basically, these 3 techniques, these 3 punching techniques, if you have, from there you can build a strong foundation and then move on later. I would not suggest you go for something very fancy and then later realize that this is not something that works. This is not basic. You need basics first, from where you can learn more later. Point number 4, most important for striking, would be kicking. And I am not asking you to do flying kicks and spin kicks. Front kick. That's it. Front kick is simple. You can basically teach it to your grandfather and he'll be able to do it, because it's easy. It does not require a lot of flexibility. It can be delivered to the lower part of the body. And now a front kick, you do not have to spend a lot of time. You can kind of do it. Front leg front kick, back leg front kick, pushing front kick, snapping front kick, Muay Thai front kick. These are options you could explore. And in my recommendation, all of that you should have in your arsenal. And that's it. Striking could be kind of, if you do not have a lot of time for training and a lot of facilities and a lot of different teachers and like 10 different martial arts, you're spending 5 years and then mastering everything. If you don't have all that time, maybe start from here. Make sure you have all this: footwork, positioning, front kick, jab, cross, hook, and basically you have a nice strong striking foundation now. So coming to grappling, I'm not a grappling person, which is why I'll not go into a lot of depth. But based on my experience, I can definitely point out some points. This is what you can kind of look for. If you're not ready to invest yourself, I suggest you invest yourself, your time, your money into basically learning it from the start. And then later you can, it's always good to have more, and then you can delete what you don't want. Otherwise, you'll not really have anything. This just good from here and there approach does not work. That is the downside of looking at things like this. But anyways, that being said, before exploring any new thing, you have to understand the what, why, and how. What is it about? What is grappling? What do I mean by controlling someone? Why is that important? And how do I do it? It's basically using my body, learning to use my limbs and also my head as one of the limb. I am using that for positional advantage is the key word over here. If you and me are standing like this, it's kind of like a fair fight. From here, you can someone say start, and you don't know what will happen. But if I'm standing behind you, now I am at a position of advantage because you can't see me, and all your hands and your kicks and everything is oriented to the opposite side. Now this is called as positional advantage. How do you reach that positional advantage? You have to establish some form of contact, some grabbing, some arm dragging, some stuff have to be done. And that kind of contact will give you control. Control over the other person's limb or body, using which you can take him down, using which you can push or pull or do standing, grappling, clinching and snap down, using the neck and all those things. These are basics which you can try to explore yourself and then also later try to address these if someone else does it to you. These are the basics of grappling. Start here. Look for these answers. These are the hot questions that will come in the exam. And that's it. Striking and grappling, and the basic and most important things according to me that you should look for if you are a new person to this. A lot of the content you will find related to self-defense and martial arts will be like, this is a problem and it has solution. Solution is step 1, step 2, step 3. And what do I do, master, if somebody comes like this? Then I have technique number 2, which is step 1, step 2, step 3. What if 2 people come? Then technique number 3, secret technique, you have to learn special course. This is the kind of condition we have in self-defense videos. There is only so much steps that you can understand and that by heart and you can remember, and it's not realistic to go first based on techniques and tactics and tricks. You always have to put concepts and principles above tricks and tactics, and that is the bottom line. Other than that, if you like what I'm wearing, the Kalari dhoti is going to be available on the link is in description. You can contact and then you can kind of get this. It is 100% cotton, made for martial arts and yoga and whatever. This is available in Bhagwa color, saffron and also black. Check out our merch designs on Kadak Merch. Our new design featuring Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj has been launched. So different designs are there. Make sure you check all that out. Download the course, Sendojitsu mobile application. You can get all the courses, video modules, playlist. You can get access to all of that. Course 3 is coming. Just some more editing is required and it will be online. You can also access that. So stay tuned and thank you.